Hello FlossTube, this is Bonnie Jeanne, also known as PostMuse, and my channel is called Postally Yours. I am a mail carrier for the U.S. Postal Service, and that is part of the reason I stick with a postal theme rather than a stitchy theme for my channel. It's been a lifelong dream, and I used to send out hundreds and hundreds of pieces of mail a week. So it is just something that sticks with me. And today, I want to welcome all of you who are returning and who suffered through the hour-long WIP parade that I did last week. I have another longish WIP parade today. I am trying to get myself organized. I've got so many works in progress. I think at last count I had about 76 or 77, and it's a lot. So I got to try to rein it all in. And I thank you, those of you who are visiting for the first time. I hope you enjoy what you see and consider subscribing. So first off, this past week was really wonderful, and I got to spend an entire day with my daughters and their families and my grandkids, and I got to watch my 8-year-old grandson play hockey. He's been doing that for a while, but this is my first time seeing him play, and I did a lot of this, but he was amazing, and I was really excited to see him. I couldn't believe he could skate backwards, and he falls down and gets right back up again. It just amazes me. So that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And then yesterday, my sister Jeanette and I went on a art gallery tour, stroll, I guess you'd call it, right here in my town, Wellfleet. And we just went out and just walked around and just visited all the art galleries and talked to a lot of artists. And there's always receptions on Saturday nights. They have a stroll all summer long. They do this, and there's receptions with food and beverage, and it was a lot of fun. We were strolling art galleries for 4.5 hours, so that was great fun. I really enjoyed it. So had a fairly short day delivering Amazon packages today, so I get to do my FlossTube, and I'm feeling in good spirits. I will say that last week it took 8.5 hours to upload my FlossTube. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but I had to set it up, and it ran all night long when I was sleeping. I had to make it so that my iPad didn't fall asleep. Maybe it's because I'm using an iPad. Sometimes you use my iPhone, it takes just as long. Maybe you need a powerful computer, and I don't have one of those. So I'm hoping that's not the case tonight. So before I start in with the WIPs that you have not yet seen, I wanted to show you what I worked on this week. My first thing is the Lindy Stitches Airmail series. I'm currently working on this one here. This is the Oriental Turtle Dove. It's very cute. I didn't get a heck of a lot stitched on him, but man, am I enjoying it. There he is. So cute. He is so cute. Look at him peeking at us. So this is all being done. The newest one was just released too. I'm doing all of these on Zweigart Antique White 18 count aida. And so they should stitch up fairly quickly. But it's such a joy to stitch them. I'm just a slow stitcher. And then the next thing, this one still has a needle in it. We talked last week about how I learned my lesson about needles. I was just stitching on this a few minutes ago, so the needle is still in it. I'll probably go back to stitching it when I'm finished with my floss tube. This is Carriage House Samplings. This is Garden Sampler. And what I'm working on is the soil down here. This is has turned out to be quite the long project. It's 5 different colors, I think, and it's just taking a long time to finish it up. So I'm hoping tonight I will finish I should be able to get all that soil finished in, and then that I can consider done. Feels so cool. I love how it feels. This is on Zweigart Vintage Country Mocha, and there's a reason. It's 28 count linen. There's a reason like this is everybody's favorite. It is just, it feels so nice. It's easy to stitch on. I really, really, really enjoy it. So in speaking with that, I'm just going to do a little aside. One of the things that I did this week also was I went through all of my WIPs and I made separate little note cards, a different little card, index card for each fabric designer. And then I wrote the color, the count, the fabric type, and what I'm using it for. So Picture This Plus and Atomic Ranch are my two big ones. Those are the ones that I have the most fabric for. So now I have a card that tells me, okay, you used Atomic Ranch Prairie Lands for this project. So I can, when I'm looking for fabric online, I can go back and say, oh, well, let me look at the Prairie Lands, see if that'll work. And then it might be a little bit easier for me to buy fabric online. I've made some mistakes in the past, and I just want to be more careful about my fabric purchases because it is expensive. And then my next stitch is, oops, I'm looking at my notes. This is Make Waves. This is by TopKnot Stitcher. I got this last year during the digital, the online marketplace, and it's stitched with Threadworks. Some of it is stitched with Threadworks. Right now I'm working on the M. This is very tedious. It's going to be very pretty, but at the moment it's just boring, boring, boring. As you can see, that is all I've gotten done on that M. So it will be beautiful, but it is going to take some time to get through this. I like it though. That is on Atlantic Wichlet. I never know how to pronounce that one. Vintage Country Atlantic. That's what this fabric is. It's only printed on one side. And it's 32 count lugana. Which is probably also the other reason I am taking a little bit longer with this. I'm not used to doing 32 count. At least it's lugana, so it's an even weave. But it is, and I kind of wish maybe I had done it in one strand over two, rather than two strands over two. But you live and you learn, and it'll be fine. And then the next one that I worked on this week, oh my goodness gracious, this gave me so much trouble. This is my Kitty and Me, and this one's called Phantom. And this reminds me of my very fluffy black and gray kitty, gray and white kitty. His name is Lucky. I am going to be changing the eyes to yellow because Lucky's eyes are yellow. There is some gold Krennic braid in there, and I changed that to silver. And I changed the 310 black to last week I said it was Weeks, but it isn't. It's DMC Etoile, which is kind of a glittery floss. And I will show you, it doesn't look at all like a cat right now. So this is on Atomic Ranch Amber Waves. This is one of my favorite fabrics. And this is what I've gotten done. So you can see the Krennic that I'm changing out, and the black up there on the top, right up here, and then a little bit down here. It's very hard to see it, but it's actually mostly up here. It is kind of glittery, and that part of the cat is right here, it's right in the very center. And where I was running into troubles is that I wanted to do all of the white and then go back and fill in. But I was losing count constantly on the white, and I kept having to take it out. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to have to buckle down and just use to stitch, when I stitch a line of stitching, stitch all the colors, not just the white. But I do want to make sure I get all of the white and of the light colors in before I stitch the black. So I'm trying to get like 3 rows in, then go back and with all of the colors except for the black, and then go back in and fill in the black so that I don't have that horrible, especially with the fluffy etoile. If you've never seen etoile, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. If you've never seen etoile, it is a specialty thread from DMC, and it has a lot of sparkle in it. Can you see that sparkle? It is 6 strands, and I am doing 2. I decided to go with that because it's not, my cat doesn't really have much black in him. He's more gray, dark gray. Sorry about that. I didn't turn off my... I'll let that go. That's my sister texting me. So it is a little bit tedious. And then the last thing I worked on this week was Under the Sea. This is by Bent Creek. This is my little mermaid. And this is going to go with a companion piece that's a little rowboat, and the anchor here will attach, well, it doesn't attach, but it'll match up when I frame them separately. It'll match up with the anchor on the rowboat. And I just got some waves done on this piece. This is on Atomic Ranch Vapors. It's 28 count linen. So this is a kind of a blue gray. It's very pretty. So that's what I've gotten done on that, and all I did in this week was the blue for the waves. It's cute. I'm trying not to let myself get too overwhelmed when I start looking at all of the stuff that I've started and all the stuff I have planned to start. It's not about the, it's about the enjoyment, but I can't remember that expression. It's not about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's all about the journey. So that's where I am with that. So now that we have gone through my real WIPs, I want to talk about my old WIPs. So these are the ones that I pretty much have been neglecting since about February or March. Well, at least then. I mean, some of these go back all the ways back to last autumn. So the first one is so last year there was a collaboration where a lot of designers got together and they picked a color palette of floss, and then they all came up with a very small design, and you could stitch all of them, not all of them, you could stitch a lot of them with one skein of each of the flosses. So the flosses are, I will show those to you so you can see what I'm talking about. So these are Cottage Garden threads, and they're made in Australia. And you can see they're very, very autumn. So there are the 4 flosses. And I stitched up one of them completely, at least one of them. I might have stitched up 2 completely last autumn. Those will come out, they're fully finished, and they'll come out probably mid-September to go on display. But there were 2 that I did not finish. And I am doing these on already mounted aida, oatmeal aida. So this is the first side. This is the only one I ever had from this designer, Ingleside Imaginarium. and this is called Autumn Garden Visitor. Kind of a little dragony moth type critter. And because it's in variegated threads, in order to get this design here, you had to follow a very complicated pattern. So I got one half done, as you can see. One half of them done. He doesn't match exactly, but it's close. And then I kind of, I can't do this anymore. So I didn't finish the other half. So this year I want to finish the other half and then get all of his little doodads in. And then I'll put a cute trim around this and he'll be framed up to hang. He'll be very cute. I like these already mounted frames. Makes it much easier to stitch. And the other one is a very simple one. This is by Pixel Pixie. This is called Mum's the Word. And to be honest, that is all I got done on that one. But that should be a very quick stitch. Mum's the Word. I really am looking forward to cooler weather, autumn, wearing my coverall, my sweatshirts and so forth. So that is that one. The other thing that has been neglected, well, for years, I haven't pulled these out in years, are 3 Mill Hill kits that I have. And when I was going through all of my works in progress and trying to decide which ones are going to be UFOs, I almost put the Mill Hills in there. And then I looked at them and I said, I really like them. So I do want to finish them. So the first one is one of the Village series by Mill Hill. This is Post Office. This is the winter post office, which I'm sure doesn't surprise anyone. But that's the one I'm stitching. I have not stitched anything on this at all yet. Everything, all the floss is organized, the beads are organized. I have not made a single stitch on it yet. But I do want to work on that one. The next one is called Snow Bells. These are all done on perforated paper. And this is Snowbell. There's a series of these little snowmen. They're by Debbie Mum, and it's really not my aesthetic. I bought these a long time ago. So this is where I am on Snowbell, on the perforated paper. So I got a pretty good start on that. So that's what he's going to look like, and that's where I am. So I really should be able to finish this one. I don't think I'll buy any more Mill Hill. And then the last one is called Plymouth Santa, and it's part of their Santa series. They have a gazillion of them. I was looking at them late last night when I couldn't sleep, and I was thinking, oh, I want them all, I want them all. And then I thought, just finish the one you have. So this is Plymouth Santa. I bought him originally because my sister lives in Plymouth. One of my sisters lives in Plymouth, and I wanted to make him up for her, put on a Christmas tree. But this is all I've gotten done. A little bit of his vest and his breeches and the keg that's beside him. So I need to get back to him. Once I finish these Mill Hills, it probably won't be this year, but once I finish them, I will definitely take them and I really have to think long and hard if I want to buy more of them. So all of the WIPs that I'm going to show you, my plan is that I will, in the month of September, I will touch all of them at least once. There are, in this parade, there are, I think, 26 neglected WIPs. And when I say that, I am talking about, like, I have a lot of seasonal ones and I count it as one WIP, even though there's 4 seasons or 12 months in some cases. Let me go through my papers and that, the case in point, this first one that I'm going to pull out. This is Cross-Eyed Cricket, and this is the seasons. I think everybody and their uncle has bought these. So let me pull them all out. There's winter. Autumn. Spring. And summer. The only ones that I've started are autumn and winter. So I'll show you autumn first. Autumn is done on, I'm going to get the hang of this. Autumn is done on Picture This Plus Crystal Herald. It is a very sparkly green. I found it very difficult to stitch on this, but I really wanted this to be on this dark green because autumns on the Cape are more, we have so many scrub pines, it's more green, pine green, than we get colors. So that's autumn. And winter is done on Picture This Plus Haven 16 count Aida. The autumn one is 28 count linen too, which is a little bit harder than this one. So this one you can see I've gotten quite a bit done. I am very close to being done on this one. So my plan is on all of these stitches that I have, taking my needles out, all of these stitches that I have started for the seasons when I have the summer, winter, fall, I am going to not worry about stitching in the season. I think that was my downfall last year, and that's why I got tired of them. So I'm picking the one that I've got the furthest on, and I'm going to just continue along on that one, finish it, and then I'll start the next one. That way I stand a chance of getting some of them done. So that is that. So I will be, when I pick this one up in the month of September, it will be winter that I will work on. I should be able to get that done, right? Just gotta put my head and mind to it. Then the next one in the order here is Dreaming Girl. This is by Barbara Anna. I love her. Again, she's very seasonal. I have to stop myself from buying so many seasonal things. And this is where I am. This is on Picture This Plus Stellar 16 count Aida. That's where, isn't that gorgeous color blue? See, I'm just, so there I am on her. I think there are probably a lot of people who have many more WIPs than I do. Or maybe not a lot of people, but I'm sure there are others. And I have to stop beating myself up about it. And then the next one is ones that are near and dear to my heart. These are the floral postcards, and these are by From the Heart. So this is just one. This is May. Okay, so they're all basically the same thing. It says May, and then you get a flower, and they have kind of a postcard looking border around them. So I will show you what I have already. So this one is February. These are all on Picture This Plus Truffle 28 count. So there's February. So you can see it does look like a little bit like a postcard. This is the start of September. November. October. This was my start for March. The daffodil. And there's a start there. I have no idea what that one is. Could be December. And, oh, there's more. I have no idea what that one is either, so I'm not going to even show it. It's just, it looks like it was a mistake. So, because the February is the one that I have most completed, that's the one that I'm going to work on. I will be very happy to get one of these done. I'm going to have to get more of the... So let me show you what February will look like when it is done. Oh my goodness. These were really hard to come by, and I remember when I was looking, I bought them on eBay, I think, and I spent a fortune for them. So that's what February is going to look like when it's done. They are violets. I don't know what violets have to do with February. We don't get violets up here in February. I really am looking forward to not stitching seasonal this year. Do any of you still feel like September 1st is the start of a new year? I mean, I'm going back to when my kids were in school. I just feel like September 1st always feels like a new year. And then the next one is, this is Good Omens, which is a book, but it is also a television program, and I really enjoyed it. And this is by, this was by a Reddit user. She gave it away, she charted this and then gave it away for free. Her name is For Ineffable Reasons, and I believe I have her linked below in the description, but this is what it'll look like when it's done. This is pretty big. This is full coverage. This is my very first full coverage. And I just picked plain white Aida, and I am just doing it, it's gridded, so I don't have to worry too much about counting. That's all I've gotten done so far on that. He looks a little spooky over here. He looks like a cyborg. So I am going to pick this one back up. I do enjoy stitching it. You do have to keep your wits about you. It's not one that I could take anywhere. But the weather is eventually going to get cooler. And then I have The Haunted Library, which is by Lola Crow. And this was a stitch along last October. And this is what the finished product looks like. A lot of people changed out different parts of it and made it different things. Actually, yeah, so that clown up there is Stephen King from It. And a lot of people just they changed out different parts of it to make it, because they didn't like certain parts, but I think I'm just going to stitch it as is. It's funny, it's scary, but... So what I've gotten done, so this is on Picture This Plus Doubloon. And this is the reason I went in and made an index of all of my fabrics that I'm already stitching on, because I just bought more of this from 123 Stitch, and of course the colors look very different online. I didn't realize I already owned some of this, and this color is not what I want for what I'll use it for something else, but so this is where I am. Rats. This is where I am on, oh my gosh. I'm sitting low today because I wanted everything on the floor because there's so much. So there I am on the Haunted Library. I haven't got a lot done on them. I had really struggled with the stairs. I couldn't get them to come out even. I was really struggling with that. It still may not be even. This is a digital pattern, and so I keep on my digital patterns. I use markup to write notes right on the digital pattern. So when I go back into this pattern, I might see notes like, you screwed up the stairway again. And next, I have my calendar kitties. So originally I was stitching these up, and I had a little squirrel ornament, and I wanted them on a bag, and the squirrel would be holding the bag, and it wasn't working. I couldn't get the bags to do what I wanted them to do. It just wasn't working. So I have another idea for finishing. So I'm going to go back on the ones that I did finish. I have finished a few of these. The ones that I have finished, I'm going to go back and do another idea that I have. So what I have started here that are not finished, that are very close. So this August, that sailboat is falling off. I have to fix the sailboat, and I think there's a couple of more things in here that I have to stitch. I think maybe more of this. I don't remember what it is, but I think I'll be able to get August done, and that'll be the first one that I do with the new finish idea that I have. And this is all on an unknown even weave. And then September is also almost all done. So those two are the ones that I'll work on right away. And then January will be the next one that I work on. And I think that's it. I do, like I said, I do have a bunch, not a bunch, but I think I have like 4 completely finished from last year. Well, yeah, from last year. So I'm going to start on those. I'm going to start on the, I'm going to finish that August one up, and then September, I think I might even get that one done in time for September 1st. That would be cool. No, I won't. What am I thinking? Can you believe it's almost the end of August? It is the end of August. It's almost September. Kids are getting ready to go back to school. So this is Val stuff here. Let me just show you one of the charts. Like this one's March. They all have a little doodad. This is Val stuff. And again, I've had this in my stash, in my WIPs for years. Years and years and years. And then Atomic Ranch. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The Beautiful Letters. This is it says it in French, and I can't say, I wish I could, but I cannot pronounce it. This is Madame Lefebvre. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cross stitch. And I haven't got a lot done. Oh, there's a cute little, I have to take that off. So this is on Atomic Ranch. Frise? I have no idea. I have to look that up and see what it means. That's as far as I've gotten on that one. But this is a beautiful fabric. It's showing a little greenish. I guess the brown does go a little towards green in some places, but which is probably why I picked it, because it has so much of this kind of a greenish stitching on it. Love that little needle minder. I've probably been looking for that. Taking him off. So I'm taking all of that stuff off now. Because I have my lovely needle book. And then next in my little parade is Promise of Spring. And this is by Silver Creek Samplers. So I have a cat. These are I always use these for my, these are from Amazon. And also 123 Stitch, they carry them too. I use these because I just have, it's just, a fabric project bags will just take up way too much room. And I won't be able to see what's inside them. But my cat, Lucky, he really went to town in the winter. That one of his ways of getting my attention, and I didn't know it at first, was he would chew off the zippers. So you can see, he chewed off the zipper on that. Look how sharp that is. So I had to get that bent down so it's not so sharp. So a lot of my zippers are hard to open now because they're missing the pulls. So when I discovered he was doing that, I decided, okay, well, now when I store my project bags, I store them zipper down so he can't get them. So then he went to, this was last winter, he decided to attack all of my boots that have zippers on them. And I was like, okay, those are too expensive. It's not a cheap project bag. And I was really worried about him, choking on the zipper pull and all that. So now I have to be really good. And when I come in, I have to put my sneakers, any of my boots that have zippers on them, I have to put them where he can't get to them. So this is Silver Creek Samplers, Promise of Spring. And again, I just love her typography. She's got, I told you last week, she's got a lovely floss tube. This is on Picture This Plus Tarnish. And I don't have any of the snow done, so all I have is No Winter Lasts Forever, No Spring, and I skips, and then it's, and then I will do the turn, and then I can start. So this will be an easy finish this winter. I really like that saying too. And then this is another one of my series. I have finished 2 in this series. This is the Scattered series. I have finished 2. I finished autumn and I finished winter, but I haven't fully finished winter. And I am currently working on Scatter Kindness, which is this one I'm going to use for spring. It's a very dark photograph. And then the one for summer is Scatter Sunshine. I have not started that. I haven't even picked out fabric for that. But this fabric is Picture This Plus. It's 28 count lugana. Oh, these French words. And this is where I am on that. Pretty fabric. It's got a little bit, it's blue with a little bit of pink. Oh, that's photographing nice. So that's where I am on that one. And all of these have such, they have a ton of doodads that go with them, which I love. So this winter I'll be working on that, and it'll be, I'll be working on a spring theme all winter long. And then this is another one of my series. This is Seasonal Cats. These are by Kooler Designs. So the only ones that I have started, the only one that I've started, no, I started 2. I've started winter and I've started spring. So this is the winter picture. The kitty down there hiding with all those flowers. This is also a bit of a challenge for me. The needle out. This is all I've gotten done on the winter. So just that one corner up there and into the birdhouse. These are all going to be done on an unknown white aida. Just aida I had hanging around. And this is what I've gotten done. I think the spring is the one where I've gotten the most done, so that's the one I'll be working on first. Not that much more done than in the winter, but so there's the pansy-like flower down there, and then going up. So this is the one that I'll be working on all winter, which I think is probably going to be fun. This is what it looks like. Oops. I think I almost showed you a chart. Didn't mean to do that. So this is what it'll look like. Here's the kitty. That's the flower that I have done. I love Little Bunny. I think I'm going to go work my way across the bottom to start because I love doing that bunny, and then the cute little nest with the eggs, robin's eggs in it. Last winter, I just got so tired of stitching snowflakes because I was doing all winter, and I was just like, I can't stitch another snowflake. So we're up to the S's, so we're almost done because I have these in alphabetical order. Okay, and then this is the seasonal pantry. This is by Brooks Books. I do not think I have a picture I can show you because her charts are just charts. She doesn't have pictures, but there is one for all seasons. There's a little pantry. I have one of them that's pretty well close to being finished. Oh my goodness gracious. That needle minder. That's perfect for on this one. So this one is the winter one. So it's just a little pantry with all kinds of little treats and so forth for the season. So this is the winter one. I'll finish this one because this is the one I've got most done. And that one is the spring. I love that bunny. And these are all on Zweigart. These will all be on Zweigart parchment 16 count Aida. My idea, I'll tell you my idea for finishing that. I have an old small wooden cutting board, and I want to put magnets on it, and then put thin washers on the back of the mounted on like felt. Put thin washers on the felt, glue that onto the felt, and then I can mount them right on the little cutting board, hang in my kitchen, and then change them out with each season. We shall see if that works. Then, this is one that almost so close to going into the UFO. This is Hands-On Designs. This is their seasons too, and again, it's one for each month. Oh gosh, the photographs are really dark. And I had started stitching it on this homespun fabric that I thought was going to work out beautifully, and it does. It's nice fabric. It's got a nice weight, but I really don't like stitching on it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's color. The color reminds me of baby diarrhea. So I don't know if it's that or it's just, I don't like it. So there's December, and I started October and November. You can see them there, but I didn't get very far in either one of them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the December. I'm going to finish half the months because I have stitched quite a bit on the December. And again, it will, once I have it all done, it will look nice on this fabric. This is a nice fabric. It's an even weave. And then the other 6 months I'll stitch on a different kind of even weave. They're never going to be displayed all together, so you'll never know. So, or I may end up UFOing the whole thing. I have so many of these monthly things, and do I really need another one? I don't know. I just don't know. We'll see. I'm going to pick it up next month. See how I feel about it when I pick it up again. Then another of the seasonal ones. This is by Annie B's Folk Art. This is one of my favorites. This is called Sheltering Tree. So each season, the tree is sheltering different critters. Look at the sheep. And the bunnies. And the foxes. I will not finish it like that. I don't. That bow is just, that takes away, I think, from the design. It's too big. So I have, this is as far as I am with the autumn. These are all on Picture This Plus, 28 count sand linen, and that's where I am with autumn. Also very, very pretty fabric. And this is where I got to with winter. And as you can see, I am furthest along on winter. So that's the one I'm going to be working on this winter. The little foxes. And then when I finish that, it doesn't matter what season I'm in, I'm going to start on the autumn. And then I'll be doing the rest of them on the same fabric, which I will have to get more of, because I just noticed, make myself a note, because I don't want to have that go away on me. Although they'll never be displayed together again, so if they do run out, not a big deal. And then this is, the next one here is Bent Creek, is it Bent Creek? Yeah, Bent Creek. It's the Snapperland series. When I bought these when I was still living in Pennsylvania, and I was so excited about this. So you get, I'm just going to show this real quick. You get a border, and then for each border, for each season, you get a different border, and then you buy, the borders are free, then you buy the 4 panels that go into each border. So this is like the winter one. And this is where I got on the winter. Not far. It will say oh, come on now. One kind word can warm 3 winter months. So I have one panel started there, and I'm working on the second one. And this is, I did not save, oh, it's a linen, but I never saved the name of it. Oh, that surprises me. Huh. Because this was like one of the first fancy linens I ever bought. I bought it when I was living in Pennsylvania, and I just thought, oh my goodness, I feel like a real cross stitcher now. Look at me. I'm using fancy linen. I'm not using plain white Aida. But I started the autumn last year, and unfortunately I started it on a fabric that is just it's not the right fabric. It was a very dark brown, and I was going crazy with it, so I decided I'll use that brown for something small. So once I finish the winter one, I can choose whichever one season I want to do. I don't have to stitch within the season. They're cute. I'm going to have to see if I can find the name of that fabric. The next one is a stitch along that I did with Stitch Onami last year, and it's simply called Snowflakes. This is on Picture This Plus J, and it is a 16 count Aida. And this is, last week I showed the sweatshirt that I'm using the waist I'm stitching with waist canvas. This is the pattern this is the chart that I'm stitching. It's a very small stitch. There's just a few more. It's going to be a circle because it'll be framed in a hoop. Oh, that color's looking a little bit purple. It is very blue. It actually looks like it's clashing with the snowflakes, but it does work with the snowflakes. And the snowflakes I decided to do all on that at 12. there aren't that many more snowflakes in this, and then I can finish this up. It's going to be a very easy finish. I want to see, I always see these pictures of people who have these beautiful wooden hoops that are frames. They're, you know, I'm sure you could probably stitch in them too, but they're more finished than the typical wooden hoop, and I would really like to find one of those so that I can finish it in a really pretty wooden frame. And then from there I go into special delivery. Special delivery is the Mill Hill kits. So for example, this one is September, and that's the one that I will be working on. This is, I'm almost done with it. But I have one for each month. I have one of these special, these little, and it comes with the pillow is included in the kit. And I was doing really well up until March. In March, no, it was April. I lost it in April. So I finished October through March. We're finished, completely finished. And then in April, I really didn't like the stitch. It was April showers, and I really did not like the stitch and the design. So I kind of fell off it, and then I couldn't pick back up. So I have to finish April, May, June, July, and August, and then that's September one. The September one is very close to being finished, so that's the one I started that one last year. So I'll finish that one. I may even pull that out and do that tonight, so I do have it finished for September 1st. That'll be cool. And then I have the rest of the months are already finished. So I don't have to worry about it. But I will go back and stitch out of the month. I will finish up those and get those off my plate. And then the next one is Square Dance. This is by Heart and Hand. This is another one we're lucky chewed off the zipper pull. These are all going to be done on Needle and Flax 90s Nirvana. I will show you the ones that I have finished. So February is finished. I haven't cut it out because oh, here, I want to show you. So they are finished on a really cool, there's a tutorial online on how to make these boards. And that's what I'm super excited about. I'm not cutting them all out until I figured out the tutorial for the board. I'm just going to make one board. I'm not going to make one for each month. And then I will, and they stand up on their own. And then the board will be very neutral. I'll use a very neutral color. But these are cute. There's one for each month. They're very cute. They're very easy to stitch. So I had finished February. And I had started November, and I had started December. So February is finished, and since November is the one that's got the most done, that's what I will start working on next month. And I also want to try to, there's a little local needle workshop, fabric shop, and I want to go down there and see if I'm going to take the Nirvana fabric with me, and I'm going to match that to whatever background fabric, and I want to see if I can get one of the little boards done so I can display November on the board. Again, that's Heart and Hand, and really cute, very cute stitch. Highly recommend it for monthlies. I highly recommend that. The next one is the Summer House Stitch Works. This one, they did a season, and they did one for each season. So, winter is Winter Cometh, and then Autumn Provides, Summer Refreshes, and, Spring Awakens. And they all use just 3 colors of DMC. It almost looks like it's a lot more than that, but that's all it is. It's 3 colors of DMC. And they are a fairly easy stitch. I got Autumn, I got quite a bit stitched for Autumn. And this is on Fiber on a Whim, Cream and Sugar. Again, I also just bought this one again, and it's okay. But I have tons of it left over, so I kind of wish I hadn't bought more, because it's for another small stitch. So this is Autumn Provides. That's where I am on that one. So I will be working on that next. Start working on that in September. Hopefully get that finished. This is such an easy stitch. Once you get going on it, it's very easy. And then the other one that I had started was Winter Cometh. This is an unknown linen. I have no idea what this linen is. It may be Alcott. Oh wait, I see it. Yes. This is French. This must be Wichlet again. French Cafe Mocha linen. 28 count. Oh yay, I can update that. And that's all I got started on that. That is Winter Cometh. So the reason I got, actually I think it goes this way. The reason this slowed down is this fabric was a little bit hard for me to work with. I was trying to do it all in hand, and it's a little bit flimsy. So I'm just gonna get out one of my this little snap ones, Q-snaps. I'm gonna get one of my small Q-snaps and put that in there. But first I'm gonna finish Autumn. I thought when we hit S's we were almost done. It's because there's a lot of seasons. And then this is Tree Crazy. This is by Carolyn Manning. And this is like a little bit, it's kind of an homage to quilts. And my mom was a quilter, so that's why I was really into this. This one is the summer. It really is a lot prettier in the photograph. It came out very yellow-green. When I haven't done a floss, I haven't pulled the floss on that yet, but if the floss comes out, if the floss looks like, if it's that almost garish yellow, I will change that out. This is Spring. I love Autumn. That's Autumn. And that's Winter. And I had started on Spring. And Spring is on cross-winged fabric. This is called Dog's Day Out. And that's all I've gotten done on that. It's really cool fabric, so it starts with green and it goes, oh, and there's a needle. Taking all those needles out. And it goes into the blue. I think that'll be cool. And that I have enough that I might do summer on this also. I just want to see how I'm going to finish Spring first, and then I'll start another one. Again, that's by Carolyn Manning. The Dog's Day Out is a 28 count linen. Oh, I have quite a pile. And then this one here is a Heritage. The Heritage series. This is, I'm doing this one down here, and I really thought I'd get it finished last year. That little mailbox stamp. But I didn't, and it's just on plain white Aida. Huh. Oh, there it is. Couldn't find the stitch, I panicked. That's where I am on that. I am very close to being finished with that. I really do need to get this done this year. And my last one. This is Winter Alphabet. This is by Lizzie Kate. And this is on Zweigart Mystic Gray. And oh, do I love stitching this one. I really hated putting this one away last winter. So now I don't have to. I can just stitch on it. So that's where I am on that one. This fabric's really nice with it too. like the mittens and the snowflake. All of the little alphabets are in a different kind of typography. It's a fun stitch, and the borders are all different. And it's not a lot of colors. They are fancy floss. So I mean, these are all the colors. For, that's all the colors that you're using. It's another sister. I'm sorry. So those are my works sort of in progress that I have not touched for a long time. I have a huge box of very neglected WIPs. I'm going to hold off on showing those. My goal for those is I would like to next on January 1st, I want to make a WIP parade of very neglected WIPs, and then focus really hard on getting those done. There's not nearly as many as that I just showed. There's probably 15 of them, so almost as many. And then I have, unfortunately, I have a lot of upcoming and future projects. And next week, I would, rather than show you ones that are just making me feel guilty because I haven't stitched on them, I'm going to show you the ones that are waiting in the background until I have completed some of these, and then I will start stitching on them. Some of them have fabric, some of them do not. I'm not going to be so panicked about getting fabric now that I have this new system going. I can look at my fabric and say, okay, well, this fabric is a nice fabric. I don't really need to make myself crazy trying to find something different. I am doing my monthly trip to Stitch New England, so I can bring, the nice thing I like about this is that I can bring a bag of these projects that are, I haven't started yet, but I have collected all the floss on, and I can bring them with me and then just sit there with all the fabrics around me and kind of play and make notes, and then I know what I want to pick up when I'm ready to start it. So that's it for me for today. I hope you have enjoyed seeing a lot of this ancient stuff come back out again, and I am looking forward to the new year starting September 1st, back to school. Everybody gets a new calendar going, and I'm hoping to enjoy my fall and winters, doing fall and winter scenes, but also doing a lot of spring and some summer. That'll brighten those gray, dreary days. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you all next week. Thanks. Bye.